welcome back to our channel. We're the Garza Twins. I'm Britta.
I'm Carly.
We would love it if you would subscribe down below if you're not already. We are going to do Get Ready With Us. These are our favorite videos to film. And we have a lot of like life updates, so we wanted to just go through them as we're getting ready. We're not going to talk about most of the products we're using, but we'll leave them all linked down below. Unless it's like notable, because a lot of this I got during the sale and I wanted to like mention it. Yeah, that's true. Before we get into all the makeup, I went really rogue on my Sephora order. Like a lot of the things that I said I was getting, I didn't. And then I got things that I didn't even mention. But I repurchased the Tarte colored clay CC under eye corrector in light medium because Britta and I loved this like a long time ago. And I was just like, my dark circles have looked awful. As you guys have like watched our videos, you probably know. I was like crying every day for a solid month because of the migraines that I got out of nowhere. And I think it just like the emotional stress, like I don't know if this is true, but I think it made like my under eyes much darker. So I've been loving this again and I'm like so happy I thought to repurchase it because it's really affordable and like a little goes a long way. Like it's pretty thick and it's dewy and you can just wear this. I might put a little concealer over top today, but I'm gonna go in with this before I even go in with foundation. Yeah, my under eyes have been really dark too, so I'm trying to use up the rest of my Charlotte Tilbury corrector, which I do really like, but I am going to repurchase that Tarte one when this is gone because I think I like that one a little bit more. Yeah, and it's a little thicker. Yeah, it is. And it used to be in, like really ugly packaging. Now it's just like kind of generic, but just don't underestimate a corrector because it really does help. Like Carly said, then you can kind of use less concealer on top, I feel like. So well, this one's nice because it's peachy, but it's not too peachy. Like I've definitely just this week worn just this instead of concealer on top, and like it looks fine. Yeah, looks good. And then real quick too, I never gonna get chatty. I purchased this, like I had never tried it, but Britta really likes it, and I love Kosas products in general. So it's the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation in the shade 180, and I really like it. I've learned that if I use too much, I do think it looks a little cakey, so I just use like a tiny amount, but the coverage is like pretty good. Like I'd say like not even a full pump, and I just like kind of put it all over and then blend it in. On a side note, my beloved Love is the Foundation brush that I use every day is like officially falling apart. I've had it for 7 years. It's the It Cosmetics brush. Yeah. So I think I might purchase that MAC foundation brush everyone loves. This one? Yeah. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna use this Eco Tools I bought for like $8. It's Eco Tools Flawless Coverage Brush. You could also use, I have one from that Morphe Ariel set, and I don't use it because I love this one so much. Okay. So you could use that. Okay. Too late now, but yeah, for future. I just have never tried this one with foundation, but I was like, might as well see if it works. Yeah. I'm just using Luminous Silk because I think I mentioned that I went through like my small size, so I finally opened up my like full size bottle that I bought in April. So I'm really trying to use it because now I'm kind of worried that it's like expiring. But I love this. I know, I was going to repurchase another bottle during the sale, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try this foundation because it's like, seems like a good everyday, like there's SPF. Yeah, I really love that. I just don't need another foundation right now, but yeah. And then I was going to just buy Luminous Silk when I use up my bottle. Yeah. Okay, we need to get into like the updates because we're not good at this. We're not good at staying on track in general. So, just to give you some backstory career-wise for both of us, I guess. We launched Dyad back in 2019, August of 2019. Literally the week we launched was the same week that I started at the company that we were working at in PD, product development. And so it was an exciting time to be alive because we were like launching this business, starting a new job. Carly joined the company in December, so a few months after I did. It's just ironic, we started talking about it and one of our old bosses just texted us. Oh, really? Yeah. Anyway, so Carly started a few months later. We're in the thick of it with Dyad launch. Our launch went really well. And I was still working at, I think we've gone through like our past jobs. So I was working at M Cosmetics, like in the PD department. And I had worked there for 4 years. So I was like thinking about leaving, but we were starting our business at the same time. So it was like a really, really weird time. Okay, so, and I should say like before I got this new job in August of 2019, we had kind of talked about like next steps for us as like business owners because we had always wanted to work for ourselves. When we say always, we mean legitimately always.
Yes.
Like when we were younger, like younger and then we went to college for journalism, we did really want to be journalists. Like, I still think it's like the coolest profession.
Me too.
And we love it. But I'd say like in our adult life, like post-college, we were like, oh, we like just.
But I should say,
we used to want to like be full-time bloggers and work for ourselves.
Yeah.
And, like we went through so many phases, but like the one thing we knew was like we wanted to work for ourselves.
Yes, but I should also say that we have a fear of not having money. We've always been kind of frugal because we didn't grow up with money, and so we've always like made money, saved money, and that's been like the main focus. So to be able to work for ourselves was like always the goal, but like truly I don't know if we ever thought we would get there because we have this like fear of running out of money, essentially. I
think everyone has that fear though. There's not a single person, I don't think.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We don't know a lot of people that grew up like with means.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I think that if you did, maybe you kind of like just you always feel like a security blanket,
maybe,
which we've never felt. So anyway, which we're grateful we didn't grow up with, you know, in that world, because I think we really know the value of $1, and it's gotten us really far, and we've always worked really hard for money. So anyway, we had talked about at that time, we were kind of like in the thick of it with doing photography for brands, which I think we've been over this, like that we used that money that we saved for doing that. Kind of like,
this is also kind of like a non-Q&A, but we're just giving you the major background of our professional lives.
Just to fill you in.
Actually, I do like this brush, how it blends
nice.
up.
Now I think they were calling it like UGC content on TikTok, but back then like not a lot of people were doing it.
This was like how long ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah. And so we had started doing like content for brands, social media, for like extra money, kind of like a product photography business. And we used all of that money that we made to start Dyad, fund that business.
Because we did spend a pretty penny to start.
We didn't want to use our personal savings. We've always kept that separately from the business.
Yeah, and honestly it worked out perfectly because we had like kind of manifested that we were going to take photos for brands.
Yes.
If we had this conversation on like a Friday, and on a Monday we got an email from this like really small spa brand to like take photos, and it just sort of spiraled from there. And like I feel like our like contracts with these brands ended like right when we started Dyad. And then we still kept doing it like once in a while, but we were like shooting content every weekend for like a year.
And we made all day.
And it was so much work, but we like made all the money that we used to start the candle business.
And again,
so it was like basically what I'm saying is like it was so meant to be. Like every part of this story was meant to be.
So meant to be. And like, you know, fear of losing money. We did not want to use our personal savings for the business because we just wanted it to, we've always wanted to keep it as separate as possible so that we had our own security blanket and we had like our business account essentially. Anyway, so we were doing the photo thing and I was looking for a new job. Carly was looking for a new job, and we were like, is this the time now? Like, should we now kind of like leave our jobs, pursue the product photography thing, see what we can do with Dyad? But ultimately we decided it wasn't the right time because we were starting this new business.
And we didn't really know how profitable it would be. We absolutely didn't know that a pandemic would be hitting
right around the corner.
Like a few months later.
So in retrospect, it's good that we didn't do it then.
It is. Again, we're big believers everything happens for a reason.
I think that's how I live my life. Everything truly happens for a reason.
This Beauty Pie bronzer is really so good.
To be like really careful with this NARS cream bronzer, but I just wanted to use it today. Okay, so we are August 2019. We launched Dyad. I start this new job. Carly joins in December of 2019. The job is amazing. We're learning so much, but that is kind of where our focus is at. Like starting this new job, getting into it, learning the ropes, growing in the company.
I mean, you can look on LinkedIn if you feel so inclined. But so since then and up until now, we were working at, I'd say like it's like a brand incubator. And so we mentioned this, but working on product development and like as project managers for many brands. Not just one. Which is like where I came from, just working at one makeup brand.
I think we both at like any given time probably had like 8 brands assigned to us that we were kind of in charge of the projects. And at the said company, we did grow. We were like very grateful for all the opportunities that we had there. And so yeah, we worked there for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And then, you know, we decided to launch Clean Coats, our pet shampoo, pet care business. When did we, I mean, we had the idea
2 years ago.
Yeah. And then
not longer. It may have been I think longer. In January is when we started really developing the product.
Yeah.
And like maybe last December is when I trademarked, like sent in the trademark. Maybe it was even before then.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, it was last July because it was a year. If you have to trademark anything, they're so behind. I'm just going to say that now. Like definitely.
That's right. We
get
had,
that in.
So we had the idea 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
Then we didn't work on it until you said last July.
Yeah.
So a little over a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And then we decided like, we're going to do this. We're going to work on it. Carli trademarked it. We like put, you know, full force into this, launching this business, because we love Dyad, but we just like, you know, we don't want to put our eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And we have multiple passions.
Yeah, and dogs are a big one.
Yeah.
We've joked that like now all we need is a snack business.
Seriously.
It's like probably our biggest passion.
Yeah. I know. You guys know that about us. Anyway, so I feel like this is all over the place, but just to recap where we're at. August of 2019, I get a new job. Carli joins in December. We're really in the thresholds of this new job.
We start Dyad in August of
2019. So we're like trying to get Dyad off the ground, but honestly the job is taking our focus. And
as it should.
As it should, because
we were being paid salary.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure everyone can relate to this. I know most like YouTubers even balance full-time jobs and doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you all relate. Like your job takes your focus as it should.
Yes. But we were always kind of sad that we couldn't focus on Dyad.
Real quick, I know I'm interrupting, but
no, you're fine.
I went rogue, like I said, and purchased a Gucci blush after I saw Becca's son use this. It's the Gucci blush in rosy beige, and the packaging and the formula is phenomenal. It's so expensive, but I love it. Just highly recommend.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Is it talc-free?
I don't know. You should look. Maybe. It's also really sheer, which like, it looked like they made the 2 new shades that just came out, this being one of them, for like deeper skin tones. And so I thought I just have to be light-handed, but it's pretty sheer. So it works for my skin.
Okay, so back to the timeline. So we were kind of always, like I said, sad that we couldn't focus on Dyad. We see its potential. We know that it can be a big business for us, but again, we didn't really have the time. And then when we started pouring the candles ourselves, which was last year, that took
about a year ago, last November.
Yeah, we started with our holiday candle, and we do think it was the right decision because we had more control of the supply chain, especially a year ago when things were dicey.
Yeah.
So we were happy that we made that decision, but again, like, so then on the weekends, we are pouring candles, we're filming YouTube videos, we're shooting reels, we're shooting content for Dyad. We're doing it all.
We're editing the videos and editing any content we took because we like couldn't get it done during the week.
Yes, like during the week we were working our 9-to-5 job, which was more like,
it was just longer days.
Longer days. So we didn't really even have time during the week to do anything for YouTube, Dyad, Clean Coats.
And back in 2020, and adjusting to like a fully remote role was also hard in itself. Like looking back, we've been through it. Like I had just started this job in December of 2019.
Yeah.
And then I was
3 months
only in the office for like 2 months before we were like fully remote. So it was like a big adjustment.
Yeah. So there was a lot going on. But then we like just really felt a pull to start Clean Coats. Like I said, we had the idea over 2 years ago, and we're not the type of, we've said this before, like we don't get an idea and then just like put it on the back burner. Like we get a good idea and we run with it. That's just like our personality types. And we felt so strongly about this, and we're like, we need to do this. So we're working on Clean Coats. We're not really thinking about the future because, you know, air signs. We're just like, we'll figure it out when we figure it out. We're working on Clean Coats, and then it comes down to, we were supposed to launch in November, by the way. Now it's going to be next month, December. So it's approaching fall, and we're like, what is our plan? Like we can barely sustain now. And we are so tired and stressed all the time. Like, it was bad.
Like, our business to-do list was literally, like, I don't even know, like, 100 things long, and we just couldn't get to it. Like we said, we were just like literally at points prioritizing pouring candles because we needed inventory to sell to everyone.
Yeah.
Or filming because we do love YouTube.
Yeah.
But it was like there was so much more that needed to be done.
Always more that needed to be done, so it made us feel like crap, honestly, because we felt like we weren't doing enough, even though we were doing too much in retrospect. And we, like, again,
we felt like our business had like really great I'm saying Dyad, like our candle business.
Yeah.
Had great points of growth, but then
so much potential.
But then there was so much that like we were like, oh well, if we would have worked more on this or more on that, like we would have really grown this year. And we just like realized that we were not giving it. It's like, why did we like spend all this money and like start this brand that's like been a dream of ours for even longer than the pet brand. Like we talked about how long we wanted to own a candle brand. To then just like do like not give it our all sort of a thing.
Yeah. So it was, we were just not in a good place mentally at all. Like probably the worst we've ever felt.
Well, no. My
migraines
last month have been the worst.
Okay, then I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
That it was the worst I'd ever felt mentally. Just stressed all the time. Couldn't even enjoy the highs because I'm just stressed thinking about like kind of like what we're not doing. Like what we need to get done that we just can't do. Just like feeling overwhelmed constantly. And it's not a good feeling. It made me really grumpy. I'm not a grumpy person.
Yeah.
It was not good at all. Like really bad. So, these like adjectives are not even like summing it up, but I don't even know what else to say. It was just not good.
So we just felt really drained.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I certainly didn't feel like myself.
Yeah.
We just like, I think because we like couldn't, like we were working so hard on the weekends, there was no downtime.
Yeah.
And when you go years, literal years with no downtime besides like maybe 1 or 2 vacations.
Yeah.
Like that would drive anyone insane.
Totally.
Can I use that too?
Sure. So yeah, we were basically lowest of the low mentally, aside from Carli's migraine fiasco, which we'll get to. But we were not in a good place, but it was such a weird feeling because we were not in a good place.
Which wasn't our job's fault.
No, just
it was
we were doing
our
too
fault.
much. We took on too much. We wanted to do too much, and it caught up with us. We're 31. We're not spring chickens.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't sustain. So we were just not in a good, like I said. But we were excited. We were excited
about rodent palette today. I haven't used this in a long time.
We were excited about Clean Coats launching, and we were working hard on that, finalizing everything.
Again, well, honestly, which one do you think was harder, launching Dyad or launching Clean Coats? I think maybe Dyad.
Yeah, Dyad.
There was a lot more, like, we have, like, primary packaging, secondary packaging, 4 scents. There was, like, a lot more development involved. We're only launching 2 SKUs with Clean Coats, the pet shampoo and a brush, so I feel like it was a little bit easier, but still. So we were, like, I think we were kind of tricking ourselves, like, oh, we can, like, do this.
Well, like, but then when we placed the POs, the purchase orders, and, like, things got real, I feel like that's when it hit me, like, what are we thinking? Like, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep working full time, like, again, long days. We only have the weekends to dedicate to our projects, which are of plenty at this point. YouTube, Instagram, Dyad content, again, like everything that goes into running a business. And then we were adding another business on top of that. And so we basically like took a step back and kind of like realized our only option at this point was to leave our full-time jobs. And thankfully we both, like I said, we have this fear of not having money, so we save all of our money. And so we have healthy savings accounts.
It may not seem like it, like we're like, oh, like all this stuff I got. Yeah. But we are really good at saving. I guess we could be like even better, but
yeah, well, we will be now. We're not gonna like spend as much
Yeah.
now that we don't have an income.
The irony is that I've had like this health crisis, like the most like doctor's appointments and like spending money on my health I've ever gone through, like as we're leaving our jobs. But we'll get there. I think that I like need to like take a breather in order to like heal my body. So
yeah. So we decided to leave, And it obviously, like I also want to mention, we were like very good friends with our bosses. So we did not want to put them in a hard place. And there's 2 of us, we have the same role, but different clients. So we knew like replacing us would take some time. So we gave them like a healthy notice and talked to them. And they are like, have always been super supportive of us. And
it was really hard. We cried.
Yeah, it was super
every
hard.
time we had brought this up.
Yeah.
Which I think is like, I don't know, a testament to the culture like they created and how much we like truly care about them.
Yeah, totally. So
I hope you all have bosses like that too.
I know, me too. Oh, and I was going to say, I don't want to glamorize this because yes, we are so excited, but like we are very much living off of our savings.
Yes,
because we don't have income coming in.
Like we have Dyad, thankfully.
Yeah.
But it's not like we live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And we signed another lease to stay here because we live here with our boyfriend. So like dividing the income or the rent obviously helps. But like if we lived somewhere else, we could probably support ourselves.
Yeah.
Like between what we do here and Dyad maybe. But not
like
here.
what we make off Dyad is nowhere near what our salaries were.
Yeah, not even close. Maybe one day, but
a drop in the hat.
A drop in the hat.
Truly. So anyway, but that doesn't matter to us because
we really don't care about money.
We don't. We like, again, if you grew up without money, you get it. You know that like
it's like a weird thing because you don't want to ever be
without it,
but you also don't put a ton of value on it because it feels like you realize like money literally comes and goes.
Yes.
Like, you can be like, there was one point when we lived in LA. Like, I remember it was like when we first moved to LA, and I remember like just like barely making rent.
Yeah.
And it was like really hard. But then we like now,
but
before we quit our full-time jobs, we were like in a good place and like, oh yeah, like no sweat. And so I feel like you just sort of realize that you're always gonna have ups and downs.
And what's most important is your mental health.
I've
realized that.
And your physical health.
Yeah, this past year that you really have to prioritize you. Like Carli said, money will come and go, so it should never be your priority ever. So anyway,
and I will say, from a position, I guess, of like some privilege, we don't have kids.
Yeah.
And we understand that our circumstances, like obviously if you have like a family to support, it would be like a different story.
Agreed. So we are privileged in that sense for sure. So anyway, we made the decision, we put in our notice, and then Carli, you want to talk about your health situation?
And then I talked about in our last video or one of our recent videos, I just think I have some sort of post-viral something going on. And so I have been dealing with, I had a lot of weird symptoms at first that have all thankfully went away, but I'm just left with these like debilitating headaches, migraines. And you guys have been also so kind.
So
our last
nice.
video when I talked about it, so many of you that deal with migraines commented and were so like welcoming to offer suggestions, or just like a lot of you mentioned like just so I don't feel alone. And I so appreciate that because I've literally been living in like Reddit threads, like reading about other people to like feel like I'm not crazy. Especially the type of headache I have, it's really unique and it seems that it can like come on from any virus. So, which I had never, like, they don't teach you about these things.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't think I was dying, but thankfully, I will say as well, I've gone through so many doctors at this point, and they all did take me seriously. I had a CAT scan, an MRI, I had like countless blood work. Like it wasn't like anyone wrote me off. It's just like having anxiety. And I really appreciate that because you like hear these stories of people that like really think something's wrong and no one takes them seriously. And thankfully everything has came back normal. So it's really just like trying to figure out how to treat these headaches so I can get back to life. And thankfully also my first neurologist I saw was really confident that Botox would work for me. And the Botox has taken down the pain significantly. So now I do have like pain like towards the end of the day
or if I'm really stressed it comes on, or if I like eat something weird. Like it definitely comes and goes, but it's so much better. Like I didn't leave the house for 6 weeks. Like I didn't even go to Target. I like couldn't really do our job. Like it was truly awful. So I think the Botox is definitely working on the pain, but I still have so much pressure. So if anyone has experienced this, let me know like what worked for you, but I have so much pressure in like my temples, my forehead, and now I'm starting to feel it more in my jaw. So I have an appointment with an oral surgeon to see if there's anything going on there. I might do neck PT per my new neurologist. I've been trying to do some physical therapy exercises just from YouTube. So I'm trying everything I can. I'm taking like a ton of supplements that I've read about. I gave up gluten and dairy. And if you guys watch our channel, you know how much we love food. And I also have like try not to eat sugar, which is like my favorite thing. But I think I don't really think any of the dietary changes unfortunately have helped. So I might start weaning those back into my diet, but I'm really trying everything I possibly can. But anyways, it came at like a crazy time because we put in our notice and this happened like I had been experiencing the headaches periodically and had already made appointments with neurologists and was just waiting to get in. But they didn't get like chronic everyday 24/7 until like a week after we put in our notice. Yeah. But again, everything happens for a reason. Then I was panicking and I was like, oh my God, like I shouldn't be leaving a stable job when now, because at that point I already spent lots of money to try to like see what was wrong and like what I could do to get better. Like I'm going to acupuncture too, but then I was like, you know what, I think that I really need to rest. Like I need my body to like, I'm never going to have a fighting chance of getting over whatever this is unless I like can really like de-stress and rest. So I do think everything is meant to be. And like I said, I do feel so much better than I did a month ago. So yeah, that's the update on my health.
Yeah, but I think you're on the right path.
Yeah.
And just de-stressing.
I also was like, I've been going to literally so many appointments that like, I don't know how people work full time.
Yeah.
And have to like deal with like all of that because I'm not resting until I feel 100% back to normal. So I will see whoever I have to get there.
I also just want to say that like we are so privileged to live here and have access to some of like the world's best doctors.
Yeah, we really are.
We talk about that all the time and like we don't ever take advantage of
like I said, I unfortunately don't think that what I experience is the case in a lot of other places where like the doctors listen to you and like really want to try to help and don't just like, you know, push you aside. I do think there's sometimes limited things that like I've experienced even now that they can do. Like they're like, yeah, we've seen this headache in the past year. It's really weird. Like let's try a bunch of things and see what works.
Yeah. So that was, we put in our notice like 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Carli decided to stay on like an extra week because
I was just really behind.
Yeah, I was behind
because of my health.
But my last day was last Friday.
Carli's was yesterday. We're filming this on a Saturday. And I already feel so much less stressed. I feel like a new person. Yeah, I just left yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was actually really emotional. I was I'm probably gonna like cry now if I talk about it. I've been really emotional since this health stuff has started. I think I just opened the floodgates and then it just like won't stop. But we had like really good memories at this job. We met so many like amazing friends. Our coworkers were what kept us there for so long. Our coworkers are like incredible, and like even with going through all the health stuff, like I can't even tell you how grateful I was that so many people that I work with were like concerned and like offering help when I needed it, and it was just like so, I don't know, blessed, beautiful thing. Yeah, so I was like really emotional yesterday, like driving home after I'd like turned to my computer, and it was sad. But then I got home and I'm like, and then I was emotional because I was like, I can't believe that this is actually happening. Yeah, we have talked about this for years. Yeah, at like so many years. I'm gonna cry. Don't. I can't. It's just like I don't know, like it's a dream come true in itself to be able to even like give this a shot. Exactly. And we don't know, like maybe we will like go back into the field that we were working in, and maybe we just need like this break to like really focus on our business.
But I believe in us.
I believe in us too.
I think that we can do it.
Yeah.
I think that
we just really need to focus. I mean, I was telling Carli, like, because I was obviously working here without her this week, and I had never worked so hard in 1 week, like, not sun up to sundown, but I had like a morning routine. Well, I got us what is the brand? Papier journals, like the daily productivity planner, which I've been loving. And I would like pop out of bed, shower, do my journal, get my like schedule ready for the day, have my coffee, and like get to it. And I've never felt that sense of like just ready for the day ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. And so it's
honestly, we're just gonna carry us for a while.
Yeah.
Because like I'm still, like I said, I don't want to like say this every 2 seconds, but just to for context.
Yeah, but I don't mind.
I'm still really healing and I need to like take it slow. I can't like lift a lot of things. Britta has to help.
Yeah, I had to like reorganize our storage room downstairs too to like make room for clean coats. I had to package up all of our brushes. We had to like rebox them. This is like so dumb, but our brushes came, like they must have boxed the clean coats brush that we're selling. They must have boxed them, like, well, the
Clean
paint.
Coats is our pet brand.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to like keep reminding.
Yeah,
like,
that's
people
true.
might be new.
Well, the paint was still drying, and so like there was like blue paint on the inside. Of
There's
the
paint
box.
because it's a wood handle. It's not plastic.
It's wood, and we like complained about it obviously, and they sent us boxes and poly bags. So I had to take the brushes out of the old box, poly bag them, put them in the new box, and add like the label that we had printed. So that took a while. So I did like a lot of physical labor this week, but enjoyed every second of it. I will never complain.
Yeah, I told myself I would never complain about anything once these headaches are gone.
Yeah.
I literally was always such a complainer. And if you guys are like that too, listen up. You don't know what there is to complain about until you go through something like with your mental health or your physical health or both. So take this as a lesson. I'm not complaining anymore.
Yeah, I feel like so much gratitude every day now just to be able to do this. And like Carli said, just give it a shot, see what happens, see what we can do.
I really like this eye look.
Yeah, I like mine too. I did a couple from this palette. I'm just like incredibly grateful and excited about the future. I've like honestly never felt this excited ever in my life.
Me too. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, even with the stuff I'm going through, like again on my drive home yesterday when I was emotional, like this feels like a dream come true, and I'm not gonna let like my physical health take this like really special moment away from me, because I think it's something that we'll remember forever. Like this moment we like believed in ourselves and like made this leap, and I hope in like 6 months we tell you guys that like this was truly the best thing we ever did. And
I already can feel it.
Yeah.
I already feel like it's the best thing we ever did. Like we've been working like horses. That's what they say, right?
I've
like
never
a
heard that. Why does a horse work?
Like a workhorse.
Oh, yeah, workhorse is a thing. I don't think working like horses is a thing.
I don't know. You guys tell me what the phrase is. But like literally since we could work.
Yeah, we've been working so hard our whole lives. Since we were 16.
Like since...
I know some people start younger. But we like have worked to the bone. And I know that there's probably people watching this that are like, you're half the retirement age. Like you still have so much more to go.
Yeah.
But like I get that. But like the amount of work and like we've done in this like amount of time is just crazy.
Yeah. I think I've had like 31 jobs.
I know.
I counted
because we also always had
more than one
side jobs.
Yeah.
Like even now, like our full-time job, like we said, was always our focus. But we were still doing YouTube, doing content, doing Dyad. Like there was so much happening on the side.
Yeah. Like to be able to like enjoy a weekend, I'm like so excited.
Yeah, like my boyfriend
Which we're still
and I filming on Saturday.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's our anniversary on Tuesday, 9 years together. And we haven't gone on an anniversary trip in literally 7 years, I want to say.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess it's been like
we went to Portland.
5 for us. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say like 7 years. So I'm really excited. We're going to Solvang, which is like a cute little town, only like a couple hours from here. So it's kind of like a staycation. But still, I would have never been able to do this a couple weeks ago. So we're excited. We actually had a trip to New York planned that we had to cancel because of Carli's health, which is fine because we're gonna get back there.
Yeah, but I just wanted to go back when I'm like actually back to.
Yeah, that was also something I feel like we manifested though, because we had said like whenever we do leave, whenever we do like take this leap, we are going to go to New York because it's our favorite place in the world. And then like Leah Michelle, like everything like lined up so perfectly. Like then Leah Michelle announced that she was gonna be in Funny Girl, and we like booked tickets to Funny Girl for like the week after we left our job. So it's fine, like we'll get there. But again, like everything felt so meant to be.
Yeah, the fact that we could,
you should talk about Dancing with the Stars. Yes. Okay, so on Dancing with the Stars this season, like we talked about this season at length specifically. It's always been our favorite show, but how we feel like they're kind of like brought back the old original vibe of the show. And we really wanted to go, and we love Halloween night. It's our favorite night of the series. Like they used to do
every season.
Well, they used to do 2 seasons a year, remember that? So there was like a spring season and a fall season. So the fall season, Halloween night, was our favorite episode of the whole year. And we live for the team dances, and we don't even love Halloween. We just love Halloween and Dancing with the Stars.
If you watch the show, you get it, because it's just the best.
Yeah, and so I feel like I made this happen for us, so just by like really thinking it into existence. Because you can get tickets for Dancing with the Stars on camera audiences if you're unfamiliar. They're free, but there's like a waiting time, like you have to be on the wait list, and then the tickets open up. So
which we used to, so we went to Dancing with the Stars like 8 years ago.
Yes.
And like 9 years ago.
Yeah, when we lived
twice.
in San Diego.
When we lived in San Diego, we came to LA for the day. Also, best time. Like,
yeah.
I think I like LA so much because I like would almost like romanticize it when we came out for day trips, because we always did like fun magical things.
We did. But again, because we've been so busy in Los Angeles, we had never taken the time to go. And it's
Which
our
is
favorite
so
show.
messed up.
Yeah.
Well, and it tapes Monday like early evening, so we were always at work.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Yeah,
and then
never went.
They didn't have a live audience for 3 years because of the pandemic.
So at the beginning of this season, this was before we even put in our notice, but I said we are going to Dancing with the Stars this season. I'm putting us on the wait list. I put us both on, and I was like, we are going. And then a few weeks before Halloween night, so we'd already given our notice. We knew that our last day, or my last day, which you would thought was yours
going
too,
to be mine.
was going to be the 28th, like the weekend before Halloween. And the Dancing with the Stars fell on Halloween, and I said like, we are going to Halloween night. Like, we are getting tickets to Halloween night. I don't know how it's going to happen, because you basically put yourself on the wait list, and then whenever a show opens up, like you get notified and you have to click and get the tickets right away for that show, and then you still have to wait in line. So you don't know like which episode you're going to get tickets for. And so like a few days before Halloween, they opened up the tickets, and I was 20 minutes too late to getting the tickets, and I literally cried my eyes out, which is so embarrassing.
I was like on a work call, and Britta, because I was still working, and Britta's like screaming.
No, I was working too.
Oh, you were?
That's why I missed the email.
Oh, okay,
At that point, I was still working. It was my last week. And like I saw the email come through, and I clicked, and they were already gone. And I was like, no. Like what are the chances like we would have gotten the opportunity?
I'm gonna put Brad on later because I forgot it.
Okay. To get tickets.
M Cosmetics, Soft Spoken, and Intuition. These are really good.
To get tickets for the show on the night we wanted to go, and then like I missed it because I was working. So I was just so upset. Like, but I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna let it like defeat me. I guess it wasn't meant to be. Even though I knew in my core it was meant to be. And then the morning of Halloween, like, I don't even remember what time, maybe like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was like 10.
They emailed, which they don't usually do this, and they said like, we have like a few more tickets for tonight's episode if you want them. Like, it just was a mass email. I immediately clicked, got us the tickets. Carli was technically still working, but
I took calls from line.
Yeah. But it's fine. And I was like, this was
doesn't
just
really go with my book, but I like it.
Just the stars were aligned for us to be there.
Yeah. Well, then it got even better.
Yeah, you can go on.
So then, like, they let 200 people in from, like, the general audience, which is what we did.
because they leave room for like the dancers, friends and family, and then the celebrities, friends and family. So like one side of the ballroom is like the dancers, friends and family on the ground floor, and then the balcony is the general audience. And then the other side of the ballroom is the celebrities, friends and family, again on the ground floor. And then the balcony, is there 2 balconies?
There's
or 1? 2 balconies is the general audience. So number 1, when we went to the show both times, we had been able to sit on the ground floor.
Yes. 8 years ago.
8 years ago. So we knew the ballroom was gonna look different, but they kept telling us like we couldn't wear high heels, like when Britta was like looking over what to wear. And you're supposed to look really nice in case you're on camera. And it's like a more like upscale show.
Yeah.
So we're like, that's so weird they said not to wear heels. Like we've been there, like even the balcony, like when we went, like you were able to sit down. So we did like rapid testing and a security checkpoint. We like make it all the way through. And then they like tell us where to sit in this like holding area.
Yeah.
So they told us to sit behind the black curtain, and we thought that they were just like, oh, there's no more space there, just like sit over here. And then this lovely girl sat next to me, and she was like, oh, I think that we're gonna be like on the floor seats. And we were like, oh no, like she said earlier that there's no floor seats left. Like people's friends and family don't show up, like there's openings and they want to fill those because of like how the cameras go. And so they ended up only having 7 open floor seats.
Yes.
7 total. And there was 200 of us. And we were lucky enough to be 2 of the 7 that got to sit on the floor. And then we were sitting down. We sat right behind the judges. So it was like perfect. Like we could like see everything. They were so like funny and nice.
Yeah.
And we were on the side of like the dancers, friends and family. So like the girls next to us knew someone, and people behind us knew like someone else, but we were just like general audience, so we felt super lucky. And then we realized that they said no heels because now the people in the balconies have to stand the entire time.
Yes.
Andrew's like so squished.
And I think the whole point is like they want you to wear flat shoes so you're not like falling because it's up there. And I'm so claustrophobic. I told Carli, I was like, I don't think I would be able to stand in this cramped balcony. You're like shoulder to shoulder.
We
with
were already
strangers.
like this sitting down.
Yeah.
So it was just so funny, but it was the best time.
Yes.
And we just had like the best time, and then we came home and we watched the episode with our boyfriends.
Yeah. It was, honestly, you guys, like, good things are happening. Like, when you take risks, you're rewarded. Because we got 2 wholesale orders this week for Dyad, which, like, to be honest with you, our wholesale business, again, we haven't been focusing on it at all. But we like wanted to get into stores in LA because that's where we live, the city we love. And so we were like thrilled when both of those came through this week. Like we think that the universe is telling us that we made the right decision, and we hope you guys agree. With that said, we'd really appreciate any support in watching our videos and letting us know like kind of what content you want to see. Before I forget, I want to mention that I'm leaving a link below for like a Google form. We just kind of want to get a good idea of what you want to see, where you want to see it,
because now we'll have a lot more time to do content.
Yeah, exactly. And we just want to only be producing content that you all enjoy and like, and we wanted to be doing things on the right platform too. So if you fill out the survey below, you'll be entered to win 2 products from Dyad, our candle brand. We did this before when we did our clean coat survey, and that was the best. We got so much good feedback. So we thought we would do it again. So you'll be automatically entered. We'll announce the winner maybe like a week after this is posted. We'll see. I'll put the details in the survey down below.
And we have perfume and candles if candles aren't your thing.
Yeah. But we would really appreciate any feedback because we honestly are a little lost because we've never had this much time to focus on like creating content, and we do love to do it, but we love to film different things than you guys actually want to see. So any insight is greatly appreciated.
And then one more thing, we also, the last weekend, like the weekend after Britta's last day, but the weekend before my last week, we did our Clean Coats photo shoot. And even that, like we had such low expectations because we've talked about how our dogs can just be like problematic and they're not always like the best behaved. Well, Terry's a good boy, but like they're never around people, like new people or new dogs.
Yeah.
And so we had our friend's dog there as like the stand-in, like we know he's gonna be a good boy.
Yeah.
But all 3 of them ended up being amazing, and the photos,
you guys, wait until you see them.
the photos turned out incredible. So it was like another super high, like in life. Like we were like, we had a shot list,
and we were like, you know, this is what we want. It was a pretty lengthy shot list.
Yeah.
Our friend shot it, that we used to work with at this full-time job. Like, again, we just love the people we met there. And we were like, let's see, like we booked 6 hours at a Pier Space because we thought it was going to take so long. We booked a whole house and we basically only used the bathroom.
Yeah.
But it was a really nice house. It was super cool. And we ended up finishing 2 hours early.
Yeah.
Because the dogs did so good. So then we just like played around with some video. And it was like, it was a dream shoot. Like the best photo shoot I've ever been a part of.
Same. And I used to be on a lot of photo shoots.
Yeah, you did. And I did too. Yeah, at my last job, there was a lot of photo shoots.
Yeah, and it like couldn't have gone more smoothly. Like it was 10 out of 10 day experience. Another day I'll remember forever.
Yeah.
And we have these like adorable photos of our dogs forever promoting our product that we're so excited about. Just everything is so exciting. And I'm like giddy over this. I can't even believe how good I feel mentally. And another thing that was like very serendipitous on that shoot was we were talking to Athena, our friend photographer. We had a phone call with her and she wanted us to add like a picture of the space for each shot list so she knew like, which again, we ended up doing everything in the bathroom. But as I went back onto this Pure Space listing after we had already like booked it, they had added more photos of the whole backyard area,
Which the backyard was stunning. If anyone in LA is interested in doing a photo shoot with like a backyard, like we'll tell you which one this was because it was perfect.
Yeah. And we saw that they had an antique black like clawfoot tub in the backyard with like string lights overhead. I'm like, what? Like we didn't even know that this house had this, and we got the cutest pictures in this bathtub in the backyard. So everything just fell into place like so perfectly, and it just lined up amazingly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really excited. We can't wait to like be able to film more often for you. Like we want to do better videos, kind of like maybe more interesting videos. But please let us know what you want to see.
Anything.
Yeah.
On TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.